Okay, I had to change the starter on a 2001 Mazda Protege. It's not an automatic, it is a standard. And I had to remove the battery, and then this little hose right here, I just unloosened the clamp and removed it from right there. Just took it and moved it over out of my way. And if you can see behind here, there's some hoses down there, and I had to reach behind the hose, and if you look down there, you can see the top the starter. There's a solenoid. I already put the new one on, so that's the new one in there. But there are two bolts on top. You have to reach behind these hoses, and they're 12 millimeter. They go in that way on top. And then there's one on bottom that's a 12 millimeter. And we'll go down there real quick. And then down here on bottom, let's see if you can see that starter. Where's it at? Okay, there it is right there. I already put it in. So there's a 12 millimeter right down here on the bottom. You can see it. It's not that bolt that's showing, but it's right behind it, right towards the base. And right behind that bolt. And yeah, you can see it. That's it. It's right there. Okay, and then in order to get that thing out, I had to remove this bracket. And I just hand tighten this back in, but I'm going to tighten it later. But I just removed the bottom bolt on that bracket, and the top, you can see the ratchet still hanging there. I just loosened the top, so I'm able to, and I removed the bolt on the bottom, so I just pushed it out of my way, lifted it up and pushed it out of my way so I could get the starter out. And I had to remove, let's see, I did not put the wires back on yet, but there's two wires on top, and there's let's see, where's it at? But I think it was a 10 millimeter to take it off, but it's a 0.5 millimeter to put the other one back on the wire. And then there's another wire that's got a little plastic clip that just pushes over the top. Well, it's kind of hard to get off. So there's a thing you press down in the center. So I took some needle nose pliers and pressed it down in the center and pulled it off. And it's sort of like a little prong that it goes on. But anyway, I saved myself a lot of money by doing it myself. The starter itself, after taking back the core, it was about $65 near Houston, Texas. But it's not that hard. It's kind of difficult, but it's not impossible. Anyway, that's how I did it. Okay, we got everything put back together. The battery's back in. And the starter I took out was the long version, and I put the short fat version back in. So the one I put back in looked different than the one I took out, but it was interchangeable and it works fine. Here's some tools that I had that made it a lot easier on me. And when you have little tight small cars, it's really hard to get by without those. They don't cost a whole lot, and once you buy them, you can keep them. But anyway, go ahead and start the motor. This is a 1.6 liter engine, about 173,000 miles on it. There you go. New starter.